Hello everybody, this is Dinah Rose. Welcome back to my channel. I'm here to talk to you about the Tasha K interview with Ariane Curry. It was pure calamity right from the start.
Official, like I want to say 4 years.
Yeah, first official interview.
Love and Marriage Huntsville, every episode, every season has built on you.
My likeness.
And you have yet to collect one dime from appearing on that show. But yet every show, every season, Carlos King, Melody Holt, Martell Holt are milking.
Creating a false narrative on my behalf. Not really letting me speak and tell my side of the story. Leading an audience to believe that I am some young, crazy woman chasing after somebody's husband. Nobody chases a married man. That's just what it is.
Let this be a lesson that it really is better for you to keep your mouth shut and let people think you're a fool than to open it and remove all doubt. Child, it's unfortunate that she didn't, okay? This entire relationship, the relationship between Martell and Ariane, was only lust. That's it. That's how it started. When she said that Martell wanted to take her to a hotel on the first night or the first day they met. So she claims that she didn't know he was married, but when she starts talking to him, he thought, according to her, he thought he was taking me to a hotel that night. But, you know, even after finding out he was married, I made him wait 8 to 9 whole months, you know, before I let him have it. Girl, get your life. It was really important for her to share more than a few times in the video that she had only been with 2 men, and her, you know, since her first boyfriend was in college, and that was her baby's father, her first baby's father, and then the second person was Martell. Other than that, she's she's only been with one or 2 men. She can count on one hand how many men she's been with and still have fingers left. So she's very upset that people have this persona about her, or this idea that she's a wild child. And then also, she spends the entire interview gloating about how Marcel pursued her. He pursued me. He's a married man. He pursued me. He pursued me. Well, that's because you was wide open, girl. Of course he pursued you, okay? She also tried to make it out like Melody did something to her. Melody profited off of her. Melody's telling lies about her. Melody keeps using her likeness. I assume that the consent form she assigned that allowed her to them to air that phone call with Martell, they must have used a term likeness in it, because she literally misuses the word throughout the entire show. Like every 5 seconds, she's misusing the word. Even in her live video after the show, she started blocking anybody who corrected how she used the word.
You're the one that throw yourself in it. No, you wouldn't know me if I wasn't the type of good conversation, because I never threw myself in anything. And so I realized these people still discussing me. It was very nice getting to know you. Thank you, sis. Do you understand that likeness means showing an image of you or your face? Do you not know what likeness means, sis? And you blocked. Everything you said was valid. Why keep bringing up if you can't speak for yourself? Thank you. That's all I'm saying, y'all. We do not have to discuss Ariane Curry. We don't have to y'all. Like I said, why? What did I say? Why don't the producers feel like her likeness is strong enough to carry the show? The star. You know what I'm saying? Why not, producers? Why you gotta bring me into it? Okay, Jazz, you blocked. It's beautiful. It fits your face. Thank you. Your likeness, okay. Petite, sophisticated. You're blocked. All these people who are on here, y'all would not know me if they wasn't using my likeness. They might edit the footage and make you look bad. Hell, they already make me look bad without editing the footage of me. They just talk around me. I was expecting an apology. Miss Lioness 88, why were you expecting an apology? Please tell me. How is that using your likeness? I think you're using the wrong word. How do you know me, sis, if they weren't using my likeness? I think that you're blocked. Goodbye. Where can I watch the interview? Unwind with Tasha K. Her YouTube. Somebody said Tisha looked like... Oh, I ain't gonna keep reading that one. What do you mean likeness? The reason that you're on my live, sis, like, with is that it's their story to tell, so of course it will get talked about. You understand that one? The only thing I don't agree with is that it's their story to tell, so of course it will get talked about.
You're part of their story, so they made you part of it. So what are they talking about?
No. Because did you say it was a whole bunch of women? So why did they pick Ariana out? Because his nose was wide open?
See what I mean about the gloating? Because his nose was wide open? Girl, bye. She's completely clueless because the show really did protect her identity. I don't think anybody that was watching, I'm a fan of the show, anybody who was watching the show knew who she was, saw a picture of who she was. They did everything they could to protect her, to be honest. I actually ended up looking up, like, okay, well, girl, how did your name get out there? And it looks like it was Funky Dineva who dropped her name, okay? Apparently, her supposed friends emailed him and gave him pictures and gave her other, like, additional information about Melody and Martell's relationship and all kinds of stuff. How she didn't know this? Well, I'm sure she didn't know it because she was yip-yapping. She got into it with Funky Dineva. And then that led to Tasha K secretly taping her, okay? Secretly taping her and putting her, putting that video out there that also was revealed to the world. But let me show you this video of Funky Dineva because he actually ended up giving her some really good advice. So let's look at that.
Here is where I take my Connie Chung wig off and give you some old lady under the tree wisdom. You are in a predicament right now. You got several options, sweetie, and how this pans out for you depends on how cool, calm, and collected you can be and how you handle grace under fire. Now, it takes two to tango. But let's face it, in American society, the woman is always going to be the one who is going to be deemed the home wrecker, despite the fact that that man took them vows with that woman and not you. Nevertheless, right now, everybody is looking at you as the home wrecker, and there will be nothing you can do to shake that stigma. So in the words of a very, very wise woman, she said to me one time, pay me for my pain. You've got options. Now that your alleged identity has been revealed, there will be some interest in you, in your story, in your involvement, and in the secrets that you keep. Do not be a simple bitch and allow your emotions and embarrassment to get the best of you and cause you to misstep. Get paid for your pain.
Tasha reminded her before the show started good that, hey, remember we had that secret phone call? That was the first time you and I had ever spoke, but this is our first official interview. Oh, by the way, you know, I got over 1 million views on that secret tape. Did you know that? She goes, oh no, I didn't know that. I never watched it. Okay, well, that's silly. Then Ariane says, if I would have known you were taping me, I would have worded things differently. So basically, she is talking super greasy about Mel. Just like, oh, you know, he doesn't want her. She should have left him. He couldn't get away with that stuff with me if he, you know, like if they were together, which they were together. He couldn't do to me what he does to Mel. Well, why don't you ask her about getting paid? Because she just told you she got over 1 million views for that. You keep blaming Melody for this identity thing, but you brought yourself out there. Your friends brought you out there. So either way, Tasha asked her, you've had 3 pregnancies, you lost one, you aborted another, you admitted to all of that, you admitted to being pregnant at the same time Melody was pregnant twice. 2 of your pregnancies to Martell were going down at the same time his wife was pregnant. That's proof right there that he was doing to you what he was doing to Melody. You were no different. Whatever those stories were that he was telling you, and I know you want to pretend like he wasn't telling you that he loved you, that he didn't like Mel, your resentment, your animosity toward Mel, even before this video, when you was out on the YouTube and making all those, oh yeah, even in the Tasha K interview, yeah, even after he told her he wasn't going to choose between us, she still stayed with him for 3 more years. So what, girl? They were actually married. They had children together, a home together, homes together with an S, family, businesses. You were on the outside of that. She's so clueless. She kept saying, well, I'm older now and I can see the error of my ways and Black women should stick together. Sis, you had this baby just last year. What are you talking about? You're still together. But she refused to offer Mel an apology, and she really refused to take, even though she was like, I take full accountability. Accountability for what? You said 1,000,001 times already that he pursued you like you had nothing to do with it. You said yes every single time he pursued you, boo. So yeah, you have plenty to do with it. At the end of the day, she said Martell was good to her, okay? He took care of her financially. She also said that Martell has a way of talking to me that just melts my heart. Like he's, what? Interesting enough, even though she claims that she didn't watch the show, if she did watch the reunion, which she did, that's why she sent that picture out there of Maurice and Marceau in 2015. But when you watch that show, you also heard Melody say the same exact thing. Martell has a way of saying things that convinces you that he's being honest, that he's being truthful, that he's going to do what he say he's going to do. But he doesn't. Melody said that. And for whatever reason, she was just unable to fathom that her and Mel were living the exact same lie when it came to Martell. She believes that Martell is this sweet, good guy. He's this good guy. And Melody is this evil person that is just profiting off of her likeness. It's only Mel that's the bad guy, okay? She forgets that Martell also gets a check from that show, and he has for the last 3 years, and he's taping this season, so he will be receiving another check. Interesting. When Tasha reminds her that it was actually Martell who called her the peasant. And it was Martell who said she was less than nothing. And it was also Martell who asked for the DNA test. She was like, oh, well, that was just his way of introducing me to the show. He talked to me about that. We knew that was how I was going to be introduced to the show. But he and I talked for 2 hours and they didn't play any of that conversation. That's because Martell played you. The only part he wanted on the show was that he wanted a DNA test. That was the part he wanted on the show, period. Nothing else. The other part was to make you think something different, just like this entire relationship. She claims that other people told her that the production team is always asking for them to bring up the relationship between him and the mistress, or to bring up the relationship or bring up the baby. They bring up general conversation about Martell having an affair. They never mention your name. Even now, they don't mention your name. The only thing that's obvious at this point in the interview is that she hates Melody Holt. She believes she's to blame for her being disliked by everybody on the internet and off the internet. She is, Martell is good to her. She has no complaints about Martell. And how dare Oprah not give her an opportunity to share her story about being a mistress? Child, that needs no clarification. That story is as old as time. Finally, Tasha asked her, what are your goals? What were your goals for this relationship? Was it marriage? She claims it was never marriage. 3 pregnancies with a married man, and you never saw yourself completely with him? Listen to this video.
Connected, of course. Obviously, he was lavishing you with some things, and he made it very comfortable for you.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's not to say, oh, you sold your body, But a lot of women do find themselves in
When you're young
situations.
and
Some older women too. I mean, just
some older women, but when you're young, it's easier to fall into something like that. And I wasn't checking for Martell. I was living my life. I dealt with Martell when we dealt with each other. Like, we did talk a lot, but I didn't think that Martell was about to be my husband. I didn't think nothing like that. Like,
so
he
you
wasn't
didn't
around.
have any type of goals for the relationship? Because most women would date.
Well, when you are dealing with somebody
be...
that's married, what would be the goal? If they're already married?
Well, I mean, most people that are
it
really
was never
in love,
that I was.
You gonna leave your wife? You gonna be with me? I'm calling the wife up, bitch. You know who the fuck I am. You didn't do none of that.
No, because at the time, like I said, I was in nursing school. I was busy myself. I couldn't even give my all to Martell. I couldn't.
So you were convenient for him too, being that he didn't have to.
I think I was definitely
spend a lot of time. Did he spend the night?
He did spend a night.
A married man.
Yes, Martell did spend a night with
Melody. Now. A lot. Did he spend the night out a lot, or was it?
Well, at first I was living in Ohio, so it was already long distance.
Okay.
Yeah, but
But when he came to Ohio,
Martell came to Ohio to see me,
and he definitely spent a night. What's the longest that you guys spent together?
Probably about 4 days.
Wow. Did he talk to Melody around you?
Not around me. But
but he was definitely making calls. I'm sure he had to check in at that household.
Exactly.
He got 3 children. Yeah, okay. Was he ever worried about people seeing y'all out in public? Being that he was on a television show?
No. Nope.
That's crazy.
Now, I just want to point out that she just said that Martell did not hide her, that he would just walk her around town for anybody to see. And yet, her and Martell have repeatedly accused Melody of revealing their relationship. And this silly girl even went on to say that the show was supposed to be about real estate, not about relationships. I was blindsided when I found out it was going to be about relationships. How were you blindsided? When did you go into the negotiation rooms? Who talked to you about the contracts?
Again, if Martell was telling you the truth and he didn't like the way things were going, he would have walked away from the show. But he stayed in that relationship, doing what a husband does. And he doesn't really care about how you appear to the public. That's the person you should be upset with, okay?
She also contradicted herself big time when she said she attempted to leave Martell on several occasions when she finally figured out that he wasn't going to leave Mel. Well, that means that you did want him in your life as a permanent commitment, a one-on-one. Isn't that what that meant, sis? So to wrap this up, there really wasn't anything that was new in regards to the Mistress story. It was just two people who were lusting after each other and didn't care about anybody else involved. Neither she nor Martell knew how to control themselves at the end of the day. She liked the attention. She liked the money. She might have liked the peen as well. And he liked getting it from her. So there's that. He was willing to tear down an empire, and she was willing to let him tear it down. She was willing to allow herself to be torn down as well. I mean, that's really the truth, because her reputation is in shambles, but she's not going to rebuild that reputation with what she's been saying so far about Melody or Oprah or anybody else. She really just needs to sit down and be quiet for a while, and be a mother to her children. But other than that, I really enjoyed that interview. I have to say, I did enjoy it, just because it was a train wreck, and who doesn't like to see that every once in a while. But that's about it. Thanks, guys.